Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how you folks doing? Welcome here. Welcome to the Unnamed Wrestling Review. I got Mr. Botch Guy by my side. How you doing, Botchy?
I'm doing good. Hi, guys.
Good to have you, buddy. And we also have CWrestling. How you doing, man?
Really good, thank you, dude.
Good to have you guys, both of you. So what an eventful week of wrestling. We obviously had WrestleMania Backlash this past Sunday. Yes, we will talk about the zombies. I know that's going to be the #1 most requested thing. But first and foremost, guys, what do you say? We kick it off with SmackDown. Sound good, Botch guys? Sound good, CWrestling?
Yeah.
Sounds fantastic.
All right, here we go. So welcome to the people in the live chat. My name once again is Conman167. He is Botch Guy. He's CWrestling. And this is SmackDown results for May 14th, 2021. We're going to just quickly run through it and then get into the pay-per-view and break it all down. So we got the return of Jimmy Uso. First and foremost, CWrestling. Jimmy Uso back in the business. What's your thoughts, buddy?
Love it. It's just another dynamic to this whole Roman story. Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Botch Guy, you think the same thing, man?
I agree 100%, man. I love everything. Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso. I just love everything to do with that entire storyline. It's still fire, and it's been going on for a while, and I love every second of it.
Me too, man. Me too. So yeah, we'll see if that plays into the finish of the Sunday match. I know that was one of the questions going into it. We'll obviously review it. But yeah, Jimmy Uso is back in business. Then we got ourselves Tamina and Natalya defeating Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the women's tag team titles there on... or wait, no, that was on Raw. Anyways, there was something there. That was what the heck happened there on SmackDown? I'm literally looking at the results.
That was
right
on
here.
SmackDown. You're right. They just did a rematch on Raw.
Okay, so it was a rematch. Frig, okay. I'm looking at this and I'm like, am I looking at the wrong results over here or what? But it's a legit rematch. Okay, so yeah, that match went down. And I really don't remember it. Do you remember that, CWrestling?
Yeah, they won the title.
How am I blanking?
We're off to a great start, by the way.
Okay, well, Botch Guy, take it away with you, man. I literally can't place this. Why can't I place this?
They won the title.
I know. I hear you.
That's pretty much all you need to know, right? Like they won the title.
Why am I blanking so hard? It is literally like it is out of my memory. Like it's gone. Wow. Okay.
Poor Tamina. It's like the biggest moment in her career, and Conman's just completely forgot it.
Oh, it's like, all right, well then, they won the titles. I should remember it. I don't.
Shame.
But both of you,
Shame.
how about CWrestling? So you're a fan of this this title win here for these two?
Yeah, it gave something different for a change, and of course, we got to see Tamina do something fun. So
I was literally live when it happened. What the hell? Okay. Conman loves... All right. So, Big E, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens, they brought chaos to Apollo Crews' medal ceremony on SmackDown. Commander Aziz got the Medal of Honor. What do you guys think about Apollo Crews? Let's start with Botch Guy.
Apollo Crews is great. Well, kind of. So here's my thing with Apollo. I have a lot of energy today. Here's my problem with Apollo Crews. I love that he has a new gimmick. I love that they're doing some new interesting things with him, but I cannot take Commander Aziz seriously in anything he does. Sir, yes, sir.
Sir, yes, sir.
He just sounds so like, I guess not gimmicky, but like, you know, he's playing a character. It's not like, it doesn't feel authentic at all. It sounds like every time I see him on my screen. And then one time he was like, I was almost pissing myself laughing. So, you know what? I'm not a fan of Commander Aziz being with Apollo here. I was in the beginning. I think it's more comedic than anything. And Apollo's trying to be serious. But as Apollo goes, yeah, man, I thought it was fine. The match was fine. Everything about him was fine. Everything's fine. It's fine.
It's fine, says Botch Guy. Do you agree, CWrestling fine for Commander Aziz?
yeah, it's okay. It's cheesy. It's funny. It's okay.
Love it. Yeah, the Nigerian nail also paying homage to Umaga a little bit is kind of fun as well with his character. But I agree. Incredibly gimmicky, but it kind of works, doesn't it? Okay, we got ourselves Rey Mysterio versus Dolph Ziggler, the match that was supposed to happen the previous week on SmackDown. We got it here. Very entertaining match from these two individuals. Again, Rey Mysterio just kills it every time he gets in the ring. But your thoughts, CWrestling? Agree, disagree, have different thoughts?
Agree. It was a good match.
Botchy?
Very in-depth reviews going on here.
We're blowing past it, man. We got to get to the next pay-per-view.
CWrestling, what did you think about the main event? It was pretty good.
Are you? Hey, Botchy, I got a question for you. Do you want to throw him under the bus anymore or what? Answer the damn question. What'd you think?
This is the greatest stream I've ever seen.
I'm telling you now, he can't remember it, so he's trying to throw shade at me because he can't remember it at all.
CWrestling, I don't even know what we're talking about. Yeah, it was a great match. Lucha. Oh man!
Oh my god! He's just Botch Guy had a full-on blank. Like at least I admitted I forgot the match was going on. Botch Guy over here just
it
like
was the Rey Mysterio match, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it was great.
All right. Bianca Belair and Bayley engaged in a war of words. Good, sweet, short promo that set up their match on Sunday. Nothing more to really say about that. King Corbin versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Corbin beat Nakamura. Botch Guy, thumbs up, thumbs down right on the screen. What do you think?
It was good.
Yeah, good for you. Like Corbin beating Nakamura there?
Yeah, because they're not doing anything with Nakamura anyway. You might as well start pushing someone else. Like, I feel terrible for Nakamura, man, because they gave him back his face song and then they kind of like made him lose every other match since. So like if they're not going to care about him, why do we have to care about him?
That's absolutely a fair point, my man. Absolutely. He's kind of fallen down the card ever since he got his push there. But after the match was the crown moment where Shinsuke Nakamura picked up that crown of King Corbin, put it on his head, and then they showed us after the commercial break him wearing the crown yet again. Very, very reminiscent of his days in New Japan Pro Wrestling. CWrestling, do you have any theories on that?
Yeah, the King of Strong Style is coming to SmackDown without doubt. Now we know why they gave King Corbin that win on Flashback SmackDown, because they're seemingly pushing him, but I think they're only pushing him to make him lose to Nakamura down the road.
I agree 100%. Yeah, Botch Guy, you think the same?
Yeah, so like that's exactly it. Maybe I see. I said like if they don't care about him, I guess they do somewhat because they are doing this King storyline with him. I thought the King Nakamura storyline is actually kind of fun. I hope they really run with it. And I guess actually after you're thinking about it a little bit, I guess that makes sense, right? You give Baron Corbin the win, makes him a little bit strong, and then now you could kind of add a little bit of credibility to Nakamura. But at the end of the day, Nakamura is doing, I guess New Japan, you said, right? But it's still a comedy thing, right? It's like, in my opinion. So
you think it's a comedy thing, eh?
I don't know. Chat, is it a comedy thing? Let me ask chat.
I have a tough time believing this is a comedy bit here for Nakamura. How about you, CWrestling?
I think it's a way to take him seriously. I complete opposite. I think this is going to be something where, yes, he gets a crown, and we've seen what that does to people like King Corbin. But I think if you tie it into the King of Strong Style character, there's an automatic push for Nakamura.
100% agree. Yeah, I see this as more of a serious direction for Nakamura and not necessarily a comedy bit. He's so over the top with his facial expressions, his hand movements, and all that it might come across comedic, Botch Guy. And you might be right, I could be the wrongest person on the internet right now, but I do have a strong feeling that this is to try to get us to take Nakamura seriously and to give him a push moving forward. Nakamura, King Corbin, they've got some chemistry in the ring, and it's just a matter of time before Nakamura gets that big win over top of him, I think.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like I like it. Like I think I marked out a little bit for the whole, thing. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm at the point now with Nakamura where I just want him to get a legitimate hardcore push on the main event scene and stuff like that. So when he's doing stuff in the middle card, I feel like he's more talented of an individual. But I guess if you keep that crown on him and he's now the King of Strong Style, it could be a lever to push him higher. I don't know. I really like Nakamura. I wish more for him, maybe.
Do you guys think that we're going into a direction of one of two ways, either a new King in the Ring tournament or Nakamura versus Corbin for the crown? Which one, CWrestling? Do you think either or?
I think Corbin versus Nakamura for the crown.
Okay. Botch Guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's happening.
All right, there we go. And then the main event of SmackDown was Cesaro defeating Jimmy Uso via disqualification. And then, of course, there was the stuff with Roman Reigns getting involved towards the end that caused the DQ. And that plays into the story with Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, and the whole Samoan dynasty. Thumbs up, thumbs down in the live chat if you guys like this storyline going on. CWrestling, you a fan of it?
It was good. It really set up Cesaro for the pay-per-view. And I think you kind of gave people a reason to think Cesaro could potentially win.
Mm-hmm. Bocce, you agree with that?
Yeah, it's CWrestling. You're really good, man. You're damn good. Leave something for me, man. You're so good.
Well then, all right, guys. Now that we covered SmackDown, because we got the Theory and the Bocce in here, we're going to go over to the Backlash. WrestleMania Backlash is the pay-per-view name, and we got ourselves a pretty dope kickoff match between Sheamus and Ricochet. Botch Guy, let's start with you, since CWrestling loves to take all your points.
CWrestling, you don't want to talk about that one, buddy?
No, you feel free. Go on.
I don't think you've seen it, right? Did you not watch it?
I watched it.
Oh, you did watch it. I actually didn't watch it, so CWrestling.
Well, I start with you. I freaking start with you, and you pull this crap on me. CWrestling. I'm gonna start with you on everything from now on. Botch Guy, take a back seat. CWrestling. Conman's #1 guy. All right, kickoff show. Sheamus, Ricochet. Who do you got, or not? Who do you got? What did you think of the match?
All right.
I like the match, and I will stay consistent. I hate when superstars wear jeans, but I didn't mind it at Backlash because it was an open challenge. So that was cool to see him sort of unprepared for the match. Hated that he did it on Raw, but that's another thing. And I think it was just an exciting way to push Ricochet. It was really cool. I don't like the ending when he was just dancing with the cape and everything. That was a little bit weird, but the match itself was good.
Well, like I've been joking around on my stream for like I don't know, a year and a half, almost 2 years at this point, maybe since he was down in NXT, that one day Ricochet was going to be renamed Richard O'Shea or Rick O'Shea, and he was going to have an Irish gimmick. It looks like they followed through with that, at least for one night. Botch Guy, what did you think about Ricochet obviously putting on that good match against Sheamus? I know you haven't seen it, but Sheamus picked up the win. Do you think that's the right call?
Yeah, well, okay, so I think Ricochet should do the whole King Ricochet gimmick that he does on his Twitter. He should do it in the WWE. He should literally be called King Ricochet from now on and literally just do that whole charismatic style, because he has no charisma right now. So if he doesn't, I know you guys didn't like the dancing at the end. I'm the opposite. I think he needs to bring something out. Like he cannot just be a boring version, even though you guys are not big Young Bucks fans, I'm pretty sure, right? But like, it can't just be a boring version of the Young Bucks where he can spot fest over and over. He needs to add some character. Apollo Crews added a character, and I think he's better off for it. And I think Ricochet needs to do the same thing. He's too bland. He's way too bland. Give him the King Ricochet. Let him not have to dance around, but let's start a cocky attitude with him. Let's maybe do a heel turn with him. Do something different. It can't just be the same old Ricochet over and over. That's boring to me, in my opinion.
Okay, fair enough. I love hearing that opinion right there, because we're not going to dissect it too hard. I think the Ricochet character, what he's got going for him is his athleticism is unmatched compared to anybody. And what you just said there, trying to find his character, I think you're right, Botch Guy, that a cocky attitude for Ricochet where he says he's the best high flyer, where he puts on the best high flying matches on the card every single night and pretty much tries to bury all other high flyers, or at least people who have the similar style of movesets. That would be a unique character for Ricochet. I like that thought process there, Bocce. Whether it's a full heel turn or not, I don't know, but definitely a cockier attitude for Ricochet would be a good direction for him to move in, especially with this feud with Sheamus. It could elevate him to be seen more on Sheamus's level. What do you think, CWrestling? Your thoughts with him?
I'm always for character development. If they continue it and it's a consistent thing, then it could be really good. But just to do it just randomly like that, I'm not a fan of.
Gotcha. And one last thing with this match here, I liked how... I mean, I want to say I liked how it was a non-title match, because Sheamus got some heat on himself for it. When I was watching the pay-per-view live, I had the impression that it should have been for the title, especially because Ricochet was going to lose. They probably should have brought Ricochet up to the level of Sheamus right there with a title match, and then if they weren't going to do that on that night, then it sure as hell should have been the next night. Sheamus came out there and would have goaded on Ricochet, basically saying, hey, you stole my jacket last night, you stole my hat, I want a match with you. Ricochet comes out and says, I'm not just going to wrestle you again, I want a match for that title. And they could have had something there on Monday Night Raw. But that's just my opinion. I think that this one should have at least either played into the championship match coming into the future a little bit more, or been a championship match on a pay-per-view pre-show. But that's just those opinions right there. In the live chat, guys, what did you think about Ricochet versus Sheamus? Let us know. But that was the pre-show. Let's get on to the main card. Raw Women's Championship match. Rhea Ripley defeating Asuka and Charlotte Flair. What a way to start off the show. Botch Guy, nod your head if you watched this one.
Yeah, that was a great match. I really, really enjoyed it, to be completely honest. I think that might have been Rhea Ripley's best match he's ever done in the WWE. Maybe not NXT, but in the WWE. Like, she looked confident. I like the chemistry between all three girls. All of them look strong. I did like the little Charlotte Flair at the end with the double, natural selection that she did there. No, I really quite enjoyed it. I thought it was a great match.
Yeah, really, really fantastic stuff. I couldn't agree with you more with that point. I think it was Rhea Ripley's best match on the main roster, even better than Charlotte Flair versus Ripley at WrestleMania the year prior. CWrestling, what were your thoughts on this matchup?
It was really good. I think people criticized they adding Charlotte to the match, and I think they made the right call.
Yeah,
I think it helped.
Absolutely. Charlotte is just on another level. She really is. I know she gets a lot of crap thrown at her. She's on another level, making the women around her feel bigger, feel better, bringing the match up another step. You could call it the John Cena effect for the women's division, because every time she is in that wrestling ring, you pay attention. Doesn't matter whether you love her or hate her, she makes you pay attention. And I think Charlotte Flair being added into that feud was one of the best things they could have done, because that triple threat match was fire. We got a couple donations over here. I want to say shout out to Jason Barker. Thank you, my man. He's saying hello to the three of us. So hello, Mr. Jason Barker. And then we got Devontae Hoskins, who is just dropping some love up in here. So thank you very much, Devontae. I really appreciate
Devontae Hoskins. Hey, Devontae Hoskins. He's this guy's super chill. Just to let you know, he's a guy on my one of my community members. It's been a long time. He's been following me for God, man, Devontae, how many years now? So many. He's one of the OGs of my channel, like super OGs of my channel, back before anybody even knew the Botch Guy. So just shout outs to him. And thanks, Jason Barker, as well, man. Much love to you guys.
Massive shout outs. That's awesome, Devontae. Thank you. And welcome to the channel, buddy. I'm glad you're spending I can't speak English, apparently. I'm glad you're spending your Wednesday with us here, my man. Let's continue on. We got ourselves Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio defeating Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode to become the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. A little bit of backstory to this match. In the pre-show, Dominic Mysterio got a couch dropped on him by the Dirty Dogs, and that made him questionable for the match. Rey Mysterio came on down, and he said, hey, Dom, don't worry, man. Don't worry, I'm going to fight for both of us. I'm going to try to win us those tag team titles. CWrestling, what were your thoughts with this match? Because it was fantastic, in my opinion.
I agree. It's exactly how they should have booked it. I still believe they're going to go the whole Prince Mysterio route. And I think that because they're doing that, I think this was a way to get Dominic's over, like the way he can just come back and try to win. And it was him that picked up the pinfall as well, wasn't it?
Yes, Dom. Yeah, the 5-star frog splash, paying homage to Eddie Guerrero. Yeah.
So I really just think this is a way to get him over, put the tag belts on him, let the story develop between him and his dad, and eventually turn his back on him.
The heel turn, if it does happen in the future for Dom, will be one of the most memorable heel turns, and I hope they build it up properly too. I hope if this is like a year-long build for this turn, build it up properly, lay the seeds of just something along the way, something that angers Dominic Mysterio. And it even could have been planted at the pay-per-view with Rey telling Dom not to come out. Dominic's his own man. He's a grown-ass man. He's a wrestler. He wants to fight. Why would his dad not let him come out to the ring even though he wanted to fight? So the seeds are already being planted for a future possible turn if they want to go down that route. Botch Guy, what were your thoughts with this match?
Well, start a storyline with Jimmy and Jey Uso somehow. Get them to feud with them. Get them to win the title. And right when Dominic and Rey lose that title, you have a Dominic Mysterio turn on Rey Mysterio. Take that mask and Or maybe do a mask match. I don't know. Like say whoever the winner gets the family's
mask, something
mask
like that,
or something,
yeah,
and then he
down
has
the
to
line.
wear it or something. Yeah, and then you have Dominic win that match. He's a heel now, and yeah.
So what were your thoughts with the actual match here, though, between Rey Mysterio?
That was good.
And
It was a solid match. Like I called this WrestleMania Backlash. I call it the balanced pay-per-view, like because like almost every match except for the main event was like my opinion like an 8. It was 8s after 8s and 7s and 8. Like it was a really good pay-per-view all the way across. Not one match I would say was bad.
So is that the good transition here, guys? Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. I'm gonna play my air horn for this. It's time for some zombies. Yeah. Damian Priest defeating The Miz in a lumberjack match, and why do you have nail clip? What the?
I don't know. Just hold on, playing.
Just clipping the nails of the zombies, I guess. But yeah, zombies, and more zombies, and an Elvis zombie and zombies. Well, you know what? Let's start with the man who I have seen who probably liked this the most, and this is no shots whatsoever. CWrestling, tell us what you loved about this. I know you're a big horror fan in wrestling as well, so dude, take it away. What were your thoughts with the zombies and the lumberjack match between Damian Priest and The Miz?
I loved that they committed to it. They didn't just, okay, guys, here's some zombies for no reason whatsoever. They're advertising the movie that was basically paying for the pay-per-view. That's fine. And I really enjoyed the fact that everyone's talking about Miz versus Damian Priest. You can't tell me going into this pay-per-view that people were genuinely excited for that match. It was a rematch. It's a feud we've seen for months, and it's the only feud Damian Priest has been in. Yet now it's the talking point of Backlash for some of the wrong reasons, of course.
Yeah.
But it's something people will remember.
Botch Guy, your thoughts on it? Do you share the same sentiments or what?
Yeah, people are going to remember that Damian Priest was a complete after shadow of the entire match. They're going to remember that Miz had his first ever injury in the WWE, tearing his ACL in a pointless match. The match was, and CWrestling, I love you, man. You know that. But man, that has to go down. Like if you're a casual fan, like I'm talking about a casual fan, I'm not talking about a hardcore. I'm talking about a casual fan, and you've never watched WWE, and you're just going through the TV, and you see this zombie match. You're gonna be like, you'll never turn into wrestling ever again. That's my casual stance for it. Now, as a hardcore fan, as someone who understands like this is just a one-off type comedy thing, I thought it was so bad. I liked it. I thought it was so bad that it's one of those things that when it's something so bad, I actually really enjoy it. And by the end of it, I enjoyed it. I was cracking up during it. I actually quite thought it was a pretty well put together, awful experience of happiness. That's what I thought about the zombie match. Like I liked it, but I don't think casual fans would like it very much.
Okay, yes, I can't agree more, Botch Guy, with the whole direction you're going with that. I think you're absolutely right that if you were just let's say a relapsed wrestling fan, more than anything, not necessarily new wrestling fans, but a relapsed wrestling fan coming back to WWE after 10 years, let's say, and you threw this on, and you saw that awesome women's triple threat to start off the show, you're like, okay, this is dope. Then you saw Rey Mysterio and his son, Dominic Mysterio, who you may have watched be on TV, 10, 15 years ago, win the tag team titles. Okay, that's cool. And then you have the zombies. And the zombies, again, I understand. Like, CWrestling, love you as well, buddy. I understand that there is definitely a reason why it happened, and it is definitely something that got people talking. I also think that it is there for a future video game and for DLCs and to turn Miz into the Miz Zombie in 2K23 or whatever. There's going to be something to do with a zombie in the video game, and I think there's a win right there for that reason. There's also another win because we're going to come back and make fun of it for years and years and years and years to come, that it happened out of nowhere. Like, there was really nothing that led up to this moment that made us think we should expect to see zombies on this show. Now, Last thing I will say about it, I don't think it's the end of the world, though. Botch Guy, I couldn't agree more with you saying you loved it because it was so ridiculous that you loved it, and that's what wrestling is about at the end of the day. It's an open book, and anything can be written into it. So I didn't hate this, but I can also understand why a lot of people did. It was not necessarily for me, and I don't think it was for everybody, but wrestling isn't for everybody. Wrestling is all, a bunch of mixed things, bunch of mixed stories, and you pick and choose what you like and what you don't like. And I was somewhere in the middle with this one. I popped hard for Zombie Elvis or Honky Tonk Zombie, whatever you want to call him. I popped hard for that. The match itself was great. I think the use of the zombies on the outside was really good with the match. Damien Priest doing flips into the zombies, all that. Really good stuff, but it was just out of nowhere, and it was unexpected.
CWrestling and Con, did you guys see the zombie in the background during the match that wasn't even facing towards the match and just aimlessly walking facing the opposite direction?
No.
Yeah,
I missed that.
And he's just like in the background, like the wrong direction the whole time. If I did ever post that, I didn't post my video on my zombies. It's one of my biggest regrets in my entire history of my life.
What?
But no, but not really. But I would have loved it. I should have got a video on that. But like, honestly, I thought it was so bad it was good. So in that way, we're agreeing with CWrestling, and we all agree that it was good.
Yeah, like, see, I'm not disagreeing with you, absolutely. I do think that it was good enough to be entertaining and to be a talking point. It was definitely unexpected, though, right?
You have the usual people that report wrestling, and these people report wrestling every single week. And then you have like the outsiders, like the comic book and those kind of people that will occasionally kind of report wrestling when something relevant to them happens. Mm-hmm. And every one of those reports that I've read loved it. That they love this kind of genre, and their fans are probably experiencing a report about WWE for the first time. And that probably maybe got some people to check out WWE.
Yeah, you're probably right, man. And hey, one more time, like, wrestling is an open book and anything can be written in it, right? And at the end of the day, if it wasn't for you, if you fall kind of on the side where you truly, truly hated it, well, it's not a big deal. It's not going to be a major thing moving forward. It was just to promote the movie, and it was what it was. The one thing that I do want to say about this is that if WWE hasn't been going down the slippery slope of inconsistent booking and kind of pulling the rug out from underneath of us and pissing off their fans a little bit with their storylines, I think this would have been a million times more well-received. I think that this would have been one of those moments where people come and watch the show and they say, hey, you know what? That was unexpected. That was different. That was weird, but you know what? I popped for it, so it was fine. But it's because we got all this stuff with The Fiend recently where people weren't over the top happy with that for the most part. Like, we can talk all day about The Fiend, but there weren't a lot of people that loved the ending of WrestleMania, and then you throw zombies after that, the next pay-per-view. So I can understand people being a little upset with it, but I also don't think it's the end of the world. Any more thoughts there?
Claude, quickly. I actually had a few people actually say, well, how can you like kind of make fun of the zombies but not make fun of like the Inferno matches with like Bray Wyatt there, The Fiend, and Randy Orton? And I'm like, because if you look at it like visually and production and the spectacle, like if you watch the Inferno match and the guy's on fire moving around doing wrestling moves, visually it doesn't look like a joke. It looks like a serious, like, I don't know, like a badass, entertaining, I don't even know, movie segment, like a hot action Call of Duty segment.
Can I just say this right here? The makeup on the zombies was very realistic. Like, whoever
they did a good job.
They did a fantastic job. The display of it, the presentation, the photos, it all looked fantastic. Yeah.
Just to add to that, they used Jason Baker from Tom Savini Studios, the same people that designed the Fiend's mask and stuff like that.
Well, there you go. Yeah,
So,
like visually, it was very impressive.
Were the zombies the guys from like the actual movie that they brought over, or were they just random performers? Does anybody know?
I don't think they're the same.
Yeah, I think August Gray from NXT was one of the zombies, but outside of that, I don't know.
Oh, because they
I
did
saw some
such a
reports
good
that
job.
Scotty Too Hotty.
Sorry, what was that, C?
I saw some reports that Scotty Too Hotty was one.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
apparently.
Does anybody here in the live chat know who was in the zombies or underneath the makeup of the zombie let me know here in the live chat. But let's get on to the next match, guys, because we are starting to get long again. Half hour in, and we're only on our second show. So, Bianca Belair versus Bayley went down at WrestleMania Backlash. I hate saying this. It wasn't as good of a match as I was expecting. Botch Guy, do you agree, disagree?
Man, this is not good then. I'm disagreeing with a lot. I think that was Bianca Belair's best match she's had in the WWE as well.
All right. Well, let's hear it.
I really enjoyed it. I thought she looked unbelievable. She's every time Bianca has a wrestling match, I feel she looks better and better and better as she's getting more confident. It's the same thing as Rhea Ripley. They're getting more confident on the main roster. Maybe I live in Fantasyland today, but I really enjoyed that match. And Bayley was taunting fantastically, playing the veteran role. She was obviously the shot caller in the match. I don't know, man. I thought Bianca did a great job. I really enjoyed that match. I pretty much enjoyed every match on Backlash, to be honest.
Definitely wasn't a bad match. Just I would definitely rate it as the.
I liked it.
If out of 5 or however many matches it wasn't at the bottom. It was second at the bottom for me. It was still a solid enough match. I just was expecting a little more, I think. CWrestling, what were your thoughts on it?
I think the Raw Women's title match was better, but I think it was a good match. I think I like the storytelling at the end with Bianca using her hair.
Yep, that's
and then
cool.
Bayley basically selling that and moaning about it. And yeah, it's okay. Setting up maybe another rematch, but that's fine.
It might have been the botched finish for me that took me out a little bit with her trying to wrap her hair around the leg. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, you know what? Still like a solid enough match. And there was no technically bad matches on the show. Like this was actually a really, really solid pay-per-view from start to finish. But let's get into the next championship match. The WWE Championship is on the line. Bobby Lashley defeating Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre in a very good triple threat match, in my opinion. Start with you, Botch Guy. Any takes on this one?
Well, I thought it was a good hard-hitting affair. I just so I don't ramble too long here. I think they need to stop doing the LED spearing spots. I've seen it now so many times. But again, if you're a casual fan and you've never seen that before, you must have marked out like crazy. It must have been super cool. So I really enjoyed the match. I thought all three competitors looked really strong. Even Braun Strowman looked pretty entertaining for me, which is very hard to do recently. So I don't know. I thought it was a good thing, but again, they do the injury, the Bobby Lashley last second come in. I've seen it before. So as a person who's seen it before, I didn't get like a pop out of it or anything like that. But of course, if you're a new fan, I think you would really extra enjoy that match. Another 8. I thought it was a good match.
It was a great match. I can't agree more there, my man. With the LED spots, I want to throw something back here to you. Do you remember when Bobby Lashley got put through the LED screen with Braun Strowman a long time ago? Right at when Raw switched over, Paul Heyman took charge of Raw, and we thought this was going to be a new direction, and right through the LED screen. I liked that this was in this match because it was somewhat of a callback. Bobby Lashley didn't get up from that LED spot with Braun Strowman. He got up from the LED spot with Drew McIntyre to win the WWE Championship, showing how much further he has come from that last time. In my opinion, it might not have been one of those spots, but I read into it that way.
But because you have that wrestling knowledge going back, if that's the case, the announcers or the broadcast or whatever should be mentioning that, oh, by the way, this happened.
They did.
Oh, did they?
Oh, did they? Did. Okay, cool. So take it away there, see?
The announcers actually did. They did say that this is reminiscent of what happened before. And then you had Drew looking into this, like the actual void, if you will.
Oh,
and,
okay. Cool.
Yeah, so they did tie it in.
Yeah, good job, C.
Yeah, look at that memory from Mr. CWrestling. So pass it back over to you there, C. You like this match? What were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting much from it because, as we said last week, we've seen every incarnation of this match before on Raw, but genuinely, it was impressive. I thought it was really good, and it was good to get Lashley another solid win.
Yes, couldn't agree more. This helped put Bobby Lashley over. Were you guys a fan of the ending, though, with Drew McIntyre getting shoved out of the ring and making it seem like this feud is going to continue? And we were pretty much backed up with that answer on Monday Night Raw. What were your thoughts there, Botch Guy?
Oh, sorry. I was reading the chat.
With the match ending with Drew McIntyre getting shoved out of the ring, and then Bobby Lashley taking advantage of Drew McIntyre hitting the Claymore, hits the spear on Braun Strowman, making it seem like the feud is going to continue. What's your thoughts there?
I don't want to see Drew McIntyre in that main event spot right now. I think he needs something different, and not because I don't like Drew or anything like that, I personally would like a different direction with Drew McIntyre. So with the fact that, he's still going to be kind of swerving around here is kind of disappointing to me. I want to see something different. I thought Jinder Mahal was going to get involved either last night or the night before, the night after. I don't know. So that's my opinion on it. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, CWrestling?
I hate it. This is exactly what happened with Roman Reigns. The only reason fans turned on Roman was because they pushed him down our throats. And they're doing the exact same thing to Drew McIntyre.
It's unfortunate. I'm a big Drew fan. I've been a fan of Drew since he was Drew Galloway on the independent scene. Like, I've been following him for a while. And it's just a damn shame because you're right, man. People are starting to get tired of him, but it's not his fault. It's not his fault at all. He keeps delivering at everything he does. It's just people are tired of seeing some sort of rendition of Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre, and that's understandable. It's time to move Bobby Lashley onto something brand new, and it really doesn't feel like that's what we're going to get unless they decide to just do Kofi Kingston versus Bobby Lashley inside Hell in a Cell. Feels like we're going to get Drew McIntyre in that match yet again. Maybe a triple threat with Kofi, but just all over the place with Drew right now, right?
I personally think it's going to be a fatal 4-way. I think Braun is going to get in there as well.
You think so?
He did have a pretty good match, so I think they'll give him a little bit of a rub as well.
With those broken ribs, has anybody heard if it's legit or if it's just a storyline work? CWrestling, Botch Guy, either of you?
Haven't heard a thing.
No.
I didn't even know he had broken ribs.
They said on Monday Night Raw that he had broken ribs or got injured during that match and has broken ribs as a result. But I feel like it's probably a work to keep him off TV for a little bit, and then, like Botch Guy said, bring him back in an impactful way, maybe in time for Hell in a Cell. People in the live chat, what do you think is going to happen with Bobby Lashley? Is he going to be facing against Kofi Kingston? Some sort of triple threat match? Some sort of fatal 4-way? Let us know in the live chat. Before we move on to the next one, we got ourselves a couple donations again. I want to give a shout out to, one more time, to Jason Barker. He says, "The boogeyman is coming to get you," quoting, obviously, the boogeyman. We got Jordy Gilly over here, says, "Just wanted to say hello and show my support. Got to get back to work now. Keep up the good work." Thank you very much there, Jody. And then we got Devontae Hopkins one more time, dropping 10 up in here, dropping that heat. He says, "By the way, happy May 19th, everybody," and dropping a bunch of fires. Happy May 19th to you, my friend.
What's on May 19th? Is that a thing?
This live stream right now.
Happy May 19th.
Happy May 19th. And then the main event of WrestleMania Backlash, the Universal Championship, Roman Reigns defeating Cesaro. Botch Guy, you had a lot of things to say about Cesaro and this breakthrough match for him. Take it away.
He has arrived. The chosen one. No, the chosen one already arrived.
That's Drew McIntyre.
Cesaro, for me personally, it was the first time I looked at him as a credible main eventer. I've been waiting for this moment. I think a lot of people have been waiting for it. I didn't think he had it in him. I'll be honest. I didn't believe in him. I thought it was a little too much for him. I think he was always going to be like that guy who maybe could get one little run, but that's it. I can see him being a top star in this company if they give him the proper booking that he deserves. I know he doesn't have the most the best look of him when it comes to the casual fan. He doesn't have some fancy, crazy, awesome gimmick like the Fiend or Drew McIntyre with his natural kind of Viking looking look or anything like that, or Roman Reigns, right? Samoan style, right? But I feel like Cesaro that match was so good. He made everything look like he got shot. It was unbelievable. He was selling the shoulder punch, his shoulder, so much that even when he touched Roman Reigns, just touched him with that right arm, he was feeling it. He was selling it even with he was doing submission moves that instead of using both hands, he had to swap to do it with one hand. And then there was another spot there about 3/4 into the match where, it was hurting him. It was hurting him. He was like, I can't do this, but he's like, fudge it. I'm doing this. And he's like, screw it. And then he goes in the corner and starts unwailing and it hurts him, but he's like, I'm going to go through it. And then oh my God, I thought it was an unbelievable match. Roman Reigns, of course, was spectacular, like it always is right now. But Cesaro had a coming out party. And after the match was over, him pretending he was knocked out and then suddenly woken up, and then selling that moment like he just didn't even know what happened. Oh my God, man. I thought Cesaro looked like $1 million. I'll give that match a 9.5 out of 10. I loved every second of it.
Daddy Dave is going to give that 3 out of 5 stars somehow. CWrestling, what was your thoughts there?
I'm going to go one higher than Botch Guy and give it a 10 out of 10. There is nothing
What
to
up,
fault
me?
in that match. I just loved it. It was it was genuinely exciting. Like even now in this chat, there is people saying that he was so close. Now we all know wrestling's scripted. This is decided weeks in advance, probably. And
Not if you're Vince McMahon.
yeah, the fact that people believe he could have won, that's exactly the magic of wrestling. And every time he got the choke on, I was in your stream. It made everyone pop because you thought, oh, it's over. And then, oh no, he's countering it. And it's just perfect. Perfect booking. You made a megastar, WWE.
It was so energetic, wasn't it? Like, just amazing. I can't say anything more than what these two have said because Botch Guy nailed it on every level, and then CWrestling raised it another level. So, seriously, what an incredible match. Did you guys in the live chat love that match as much as we did? Let us know yes or no. You can also let us know.
Lucha.
You can also let us know what show did you enjoy the most here today. Either vote Raw, vote SmackDown, vote NXT, or vote Backlash right here in the live chat. And apparently my results tab is not actually up here on the screen, so you guys have not had a clue what is going on here throughout this entire stream. Here we go. Let's fix that thing. All right. Beautiful. So on to the next one. We got ourselves Monday Night Raw. Rematches, more rematches, and more rematches. Oh, God. All right. Where do we want to start, guys? Did you like it, Botch Guy, this entire episode of Raw? Yes or no?
It's probably the worst Monday Night Raw of the year, in my opinion. I don't know. There's really like so little to say about it. I was so hyped for it. I thought they were going to go in incredible directions with Alexa Bliss, and I thought they were going to go amazing directions at the end of the match with the surprise. Maybe Keith Lee was going to come back. It's just I was mind boggled the entire night. I don't know. I thought it was the worst Monday Night Raw of the year. What do you guys think?
I couldn't agree more. CWrestling, do you agree with that? Worst Monday Night Raw of the year?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it was.
And I actually did enjoy certain parts, like the Alexa stuff. I did enjoy that. The Randy Orton, the RKO Bro thing, when it looked like he was going to RKO him, then Matt Riddle pushing down Xavier Woods, that was fun. But again, there was just nothing on the show where you could just sit there and go, that was good, you know?
There really wasn't. It was bland from start to finish. And everything that was exciting, it was mirrored with just nonsense, it felt. I don't know if you guys felt that, but like, it just nothing that should have been straightforward was straightforward, and everything that was straightforward we had already seen like a bajillion times at this point. And no offense to even something as good as Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton was, we've seen it, you know, like when it's filled on a show with matches that you've already seen, it doesn't get you any more interested in it. But let's break it down start to finish. There was an open challenge basically put out there by Bobby Lashley and MVP to start off the show, and it was announced that Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman are not able to answer the open challenge. He made it sound like it was for the WWE title, which was going to be good for the main event, but more on that in just a little bit. We then got our first match of the night, AJ Styles defeating Elias via disqualification. This looks like we're getting a match between Elias and Riker versus AJ and Omos moving forward for the tag team titles. What do you think, Botch Guy?
I thought Elias looked really good.
CWrestling?
Yeah, it was okay. Next week, I'm sure we're going to get Jackson Riker versus Omos, and it's just going to be the typical setup, isn't it? So
DQ finish again?
Probably.
Yeah.
Small package ending with Omos. I don't know if we can pull that.
Oh, they got to call it. If he did, you know what? If Omos does a small package, let's give it as his finishing mover and let's call it the big package. Okay, let's do it.
Or the packed package.
Sure.
Hashtag. What was it again?
Pastime premiere, whatever the frig you said last week. Yeah, pastime premiere over here.
One day I'm gonna make a YouTube channel called Pastime Premiere for sure.
You should make merch. You got this. We got Alexa's Playground with some special guests in Natalia and Tamina, the new women's tag team champions that I totally forgot that they won the titles apparently. So what did you guys think? Let's start with CWrestling on Alexa's Playground.
It was okay. It was obviously out of nowhere when they announced it that it was going to happen. I think it was good because obviously we're still hinting at who is Alexa's target. We don't know. There seemingly was a lot of hinting at Reginald, which obviously played out later on. So it was okay. For what it is, it's okay.
Agreed. Botch Guy?
Okay, all you need to hear is that CWrestling said it was okay. And this is like the person who loves all things Alexa and the Fiend and everything, and he thinks it's only okay.
Yeah,
so
but there wasn't much there with it.
That's exactly my point.
My biggest takeaway of it is one of the biggest things with the funhouse and the playground is where are they? And then now we're just suddenly getting people walking into the playground.
Yeah.
Are we not treating that as special? I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Like it was okay. It was worse than okay because I have high expectations. But like I would actually agree with CWrestling spot on. Like it was okay. Like it was. I made one video in Raw, and I made one video on the pay-per-view. Like I usually pull in 5-6 videos on like throughout those 2 days after a pay-per-view, and I add one video. It tells you like kind of where the show was at, and especially the Alexa segments and the Fiend segments. I love making videos on those, just like obviously C does and you do with your streams. I love reacting to them. So there wasn't anything there. It was okay. It was fine. I'm curious where it's gonna go. Still, I haven't lost faith in the storyline or Alexa. I don't think like it could have never happened, and then next week did something different and no one would remember the week before.
It's unfortunate because this was also the first time we see the women's tag team champions, like speaking. And I thought Natalya and Tamina probably didn't fit in with Alexa's playground. It was weird to begin with that they were showing up there, other than the fact that it looks like Alexa is going to be targeting the women's tag team division. CWrestling, do you agree with that?
Yeah, it looks like it, because obviously we had her last week on Raw, sort of in that, is it a 10-woman match or something like that?
Yeah.
And then next thing we know, she's now in the realm with the tag team titles. So it looks like Lily could be a person.
So let's break down potential people for Lily. Do you think, is it somebody like Nikki Cross? Is it somebody new? Like, who do you think, guys?
It's not Nikki anymore. We saw her at the lumberjack. She showed herself randomly. But it can't be now. Like, why would they suddenly
unless CWrestling was that there on purpose to get us talking about Nikki Cross?
Could be. I kind of think it could be anyone, because if you go under the power of possession, then Lily could legitimately be anyone at any time. It might be multiple people.
Yeah.
What if we get an Alexa's playground type of stable? I don't know what you could call it, but it's just her controlling everybody through Lily, or vice versa, whatever it is. Botch Guy, what were you about to say?
I'm still hoping it's gonna be Liv Morgan.
Oh, please.
See, I got you going.
That'd be cool.
I think I'm still hoping it's gonna be Liv Morgan, because Liv Morgan was the original, I guess, Sister Abigail. People thought that she was gonna be her, and I feel like Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan both have very similar charismatic personalities. The styles, I feel like they could do an unbelievable job together in that tag team division, take those titles and do some fun little storylines there. So I think Liv Morgan would do a bang up job. I'm guessing C's happy about that answer, but what do you think, C?
I would agree. Anything to get Liv Morgan a more prominent spot.
Would you guys like to see if maybe both the Riot Squad came over together, both Ruby Riot and Liv Morgan, or just one person? Botch Guy's shaking his head, says no, he wants one person.
Just Liv Morgan. Let's separate her and let the Riot Squad do something else, or maybe get rid of the Riot Squad and push them individually, maybe.
Okay, fair enough. It definitely would be cool to see Liv Morgan come on over. Maybe she should get some heat on her by turning on Ruby before she does that, if they were to do that in some way. Maybe somehow Alexa Bliss tells her to turn on Ruby, if she is controlling her after all, or whatever it is. I don't know the story as well as you two do. You dissect it better than I do, so I will leave it to the experts with their theories. Let's get on to a rematch, but a rematch that I guess can make sense a little bit. Angel Garza versus Drew Gulak, two new talent on the show. But this match was basically exactly the same as their one from 2 weeks ago. The only reason we got the rematch was because Angel Garza kicked a rose into the booty hole of Drew Gulak. So that's what this was. This rematch, Angel Garza defeats Drew Gulak. What do you think about these two in the ring there, CWrestling?
I really think we're going to build up to Hell in a Cell, Rose in a butt match. That's the only way I can see Vince booking this.
Oh, CWrestling calls it here a rose in a butt match. Botch Guy?
Yeah, let's go with that.
All right. We'll go with that, but Angel Garza picks up the win, and Angel Garza is definitely the right guy to be pushing on Raw right now. There's no question, no Andrade. They need him on Raw right now, so good to see Angel Garza getting the win at the bare minimum. Let's go on to, at least it wasn't a rematch from this year, but it was certainly a rematch. Kofi Kingston defeating Randy Orton. They tied back into their whole history. I like this match, actually. But again, like I said at the start of the show, this entire show just was filled with rematches, and there was no reason to get excited to truly seeing Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton. After the match, Riddle showed a little bit of some heel sides, potentially. But take it away, Botch Guy. What did you think about Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton?
I like the end of the match when Riddle pushed what was it? One of the New Day members,
Kofi?
and potentially
Xavier? Sorry.
Xavier there, and potentially looking like could Riddle do like kind of a heel friendship with Randy? I think that would be cute. I think that would be fantastic. I am all on board with that. So as for the match, it was a wrestling match. It's good.
All right. CWrestling?
Yeah, the match always delivers. It's a rivalry the WWE like to go back to. I think it was okay. And again, the ending was what interested me, because what happens now?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. We got the rematch from Friday. The WWE Women's Tag Team Championships on the line. Natalya and Tamina defeating Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Definitely the right call. It would have been stupid to put the titles back on Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. So yeah, there's really not much to that, other than Alexa Bliss coming in at the end. So CWrestling, take it away.
I think she's targeting Reginald to directly target Nia Jax.
Okay.
I think Nia Jax has a long history with Alexa Bliss. It makes sense to do that. And maybe taking Reginald away from her is a way to hurt Nia Jax.
Interesting. Botch Guy, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I actually agree with everything you said. Yeah, he's right.
There we go. So the fire coming out at ringside meant to go after Reginald, and he looked like he might have been blinded from the fire. Is that what they were implying?
I don't know. Me and Steve were laughing about it in Twitter. I'm like, he was like 20 feet away from the fire. And I thought originally, like, Corey Graves was talking about how like the super high intensity of the fire like blinded him, and then CWrestling told me it was something else or something. I don't remember. I don't know how the conversation went, but all I know is I was cracking up about it, and we were kind of joking about it during the show.
See, what were you saying there with Botch Guy that made him crack up?
We were saying of Corey Graves. He thought Corey Graves had said that he was completely blinded, but obviously Corey Graves said it was the intense heat that affected his eyes, and yeah.
Oh man, don't you know what is my favorite thing in wrestling?
Match. Yeah, an inferno match, right? Where people are getting lit alive.
My favorite thing in wrestling, guys, is when the commentators try so hard to cover for the wrestlers. Like, it's my favorite thing. Like, they botch a move or something like, oh, you didn't get all of that one. Like, God, I love it. It's so fun. Speak about fun, though. Let's get another rematch. We got ourselves the United States champion, Sheamus, defeating Ricochet. Non-title match, and Ricochet loses again. And he came out in the jeans. So, CWrestling, I don't think you're a fan of that, were you?
No, hated the jeans. If you've got wrestling attire, where you're wrestling a match, you know you're going to wrestle this match. Why the hell are you not wearing your attire?
Yeah,
it annoys me. It does annoy me.
Botch Guy?
Yeah, who comes? I don't know. Jeans. This is something different. See, hey, everybody in chat, like this thing. We're at 93. 93, like
this
it.
thing. Yeah, I like it. Like this
it.
Thing. Yeah.
Give it to me.
Like
Give
it.
me what I
CWrestling,
want.
say it.
All right.
CWrestling's not even gonna say it. Say it, C. You're not allowed back unless you say it.
Who was in jeans?
Like it.
Ricochet.
There we go.
Was that Ricochet? In
Ricochet,
jeans?
yeah. Ricochet.
Why is he in jeans? What's the story there?
Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't make sense. He might have forgot his wrestling attire at home. I don't know. But the brogue kick at the end was so stiff. And I also like that Sheamus is using the brogue knee now as well as like a setup move. I think, though, do you guys agree with this? The brogue knee looks more vicious than the brogue kick. Would you agree, CWrestling?
Yeah, it does. The way he hit it at Backlash was really good, and I like the fact he won a match with it and not just a bro kick.
Mm-hmm. Bocce?
Yeah, I think they both look pretty devastating equally.
They are both pretty intense maneuvers. Then we got ourselves Asuka versus Charlotte Flair. On the line was if Charlotte Flair were to win, she would get another opportunity against Rhea Ripley. You know what? I got to give credit where credit is due, because the straightforward booking for this match that I thought would have went down would have been Charlotte Flair defeating Asuka and getting a one-on-one opportunity against Rhea Ripley. They didn't go that way. Hit it, Botch Guy.
Forgot to mention, there was a 3-count botch on that Ricochet match with the referee.
Right.
If you guys want to go check out my channel, subscribe there, and go take a look at it. I made a video on that 3-count botch. But basically what happened is the referee hit a 3-count botch, and the crowd, the piped-in crowd went nuts, and they even counted to tree. They even counted to #3, and yeah, it was pretty funny overall, but there's been so little botches other than like injury botches recently. Like, I don't even have to do botch content. I should change my name now to like the reaction guy or something, because there's like nothing for me to do anymore. It's no more botches. Where are the botches at?
They're too damn good. They don't botch. But no, I'm joking. They botch
that's
all
all
the time.
I wanted to say.
But yeah, Asuka, Charlotte Flair, the match itself, guys, like really not. I didn't think it was that good. I literally didn't. Botch Guy, what'd you think with that match, though?
This whole show is it wasn't good.
See?
Like, that match wasn't that good either. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. It's the cursed show.
Yeah, CWrestling, you think the same, or what'd you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think the match at Backlash was far superior to what we got on Raw.
Like, I saw so many people on Twitter praising this match, and I don't get it. They've had better matches. They've had many better matches than this one. It was very weak, in my opinion. The result was cool. The result with Asuka winning, not losing again on Monday Night Raw, very good to see, but weak match. I didn't think this one was really all that good. The roll-up was good for Asuka, but like other than that, whatever. Damian Priest defeating John Morrison in a lumberjack match. No zombies at ringside. An actual lumberjack match. Do you think they did this because they wanted to have this lumberjack match with, say, Nikki Cross at the pay-per-view, and then at the last moment they couldn't do that because they had this sponsor from the Army of the Dead or whatever it is? Do you think that's the case, CWrestling?
No, I think that was the plan.
Okay.
They did set it up, if I remember correctly, on the Raw before Backlash. They had Damian Priest say something about it could be anyone at ringside. I think he said something like zombies or aliens or something. So
you're right.
There was a seed planted. So I think they did it. And let's be honest, who's talking about that match from Raw? I know we are obviously right now, but who is talking about that match from Raw? It's a lumberjack match. People weren't that interested.
Yeah.
People are still talking about the one from Backlash.
That's true. That's very true, man. Good point. Botch Guy, what do you think about this lumberjack match?
I thought the match was fine, nothing special, but I like the fact that they gave Damian Priest a win and putting at least a little bit of the spotlight back on him, because no one cares about Damian Priest right now, and that's a shame.
What? You think no one cares? Oh,
I think that they're like, I think they overshadowed him, and every Bad Bunny, he got overshadowed at WrestleMania. No one was mentioning Priest during that. Everything's about Bad Bunny. And then he had the match with the zombies. No one's talking about Damian Priest. They're all talking about the zombies. So it's good that he had a win here. So a few more people start talking about, hey, this Damian Priest guy got called up. Let's talk about him a little bit.
interesting take. Interesting. I see how you know what? I see where you're coming from with that. I guess I've just seen a lot of people pushing for the idea of Damian Priest winning Money in the Bank. And that to me says a lot of people care about the character, but maybe the stories just haven't quite lined up in the direction to make us get invested in the character at this moment. But I think a lot of people care about him. I truly do. CWrestling, any more thoughts on Damian Priest there?
I like that after the match, he said, I'm sure he said he was done with that now. And I'm really pleased to see that, because he needs, like Drew McIntyre, it's just the same feud over and over again. Mm-hmm. And you can wrap it up in different ways. It's the same thing. So time to move on.
Main event time. Kofi Kingston defeating Bobby Lashley in the Open Challenge. We thought it was for the WWE Championship. They made us believe many times it was for the WWE Championship. They had superstars cut promos saying they wanted to face for the WWE Championship. They had graphics with a big WWE Championship on it. And they pulled the rug out underneath of us. I was pissed off. I know this was the intended reaction, okay? I know I'm marking out for this, or like I'm being a mark over it. But this was stupid. It did nobody any favors. Nobody was better off for sitting there through 3 hours of this show waiting for a WWE Championship match and then get it taken away at the last possible moment. I think that is how you can alienate your viewers. And I'm not even asking for Kofi Kingston to have won the title, but let's just play a what if scenario. What if all of a sudden Kofi Kingston did come out? He did answer the challenge, and it was for the open challenge, was for the WWE Championship. And then Drew McIntyre cost Bobby Lashley the WWE Championship, and our current champion was Kofi Kingston right now. Can you think about how the wrestling world would be blowing up, how much we would be talking about it because it was unexpected? It was similar to when The Miz won the WWE Championship for those few weeks. Wrestling was hot for a few weeks because we had an unexpected WWE Championship change. Do you guys agree with this? Was this the wrong call here, removing the WWE Championship Open Challenge? Botch Guy, your thoughts?
It was terrible booking. I just hated the storyline, what they did to it. I don't like the fact that all these wrestlers are talking about how they're gonna go in and be the guy, and then none of them show up and do anything. Like the Retribution guys were saying it. Even Damian Priest went out. Maybe I'm gonna be the go out there and thing. They didn't mention why those guys didn't.
Where was the brawl backstage leading to try to get to the ring?
Nothing. It's just like nothing happened, and I think it would actually make even a little bit more sense. I know technically no one maybe would come out, but I guess it would still fit the Kofi Kingston character if he still came out, if they announced that, oh, it's not for the championship, at least like at the beginning. So at least then people that didn't show up, at least it would make a little more sense. I don't know. I thought it would, like, the match itself was fine, but like I know what they're trying to do, and I don't think it's the right call. I would prefer to see someone get called up in this situation or have some big return than having Kofi Kingston do Kofi Mania 2.0 here. Apparently the reception on Twitter from what I saw initially was pretty good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe I'm a Debbie Downer for this one, but you also seemed like you didn't like it very much. Mm-hmm. I didn't like it. I was disappointed. I thought the show kind of baited us the entire show just to piss us off at the end. I didn't like it. I did not like it at all. I hate it.
You nailed it there, man. It didn't make us mad at Bobby Lashley. It made us mad at Monday Night Raw, which is a big no-no. You can't be doing that. Otherwise, people aren't going to stop watching your show. CWrestling, what were your thoughts?
I agree with everything he just said. I think the bait and switch was bad. I genuinely thought when New Day was walking out to the ring, I thought someone was going to come through from the announcer side and get into the ring before Kofi. That why have so many people say they're going to accept the challenge and then have a long pause before anyone even comes down? That made no. If you had if at that moment they thought it was for the title, so why was they not queuing up to come down to the ring? I don't understand that logic. Again, Kofi Mania 2 is not a good thing. I don't like the idea of that, and I just don't get it. I think you could do it so much better.
The reason Kofi Mania happened was because there was live fans that got behind Kofi Kingston. You can't force something to happen. And so when you're saying Kofi Mania 2.0 can't happen, you're 100% right. What were you about to say there, Botch Guy?
No, it's just... It's like, okay, so when Kofi came out, I thought either he was going to get attacked or something, and then they would have another guy get attacked, then the other guy get attacked, and there'll be like a big fight on the entrance until one guy finally survives, takes the match, and gets his ass kicked because he just had to fight off a bunch of people to get into this match. So it could still be for the title. Bobby would still look fine, and the guy wouldn't look bad because he just fought off whatever 10, 15 people all trying to fight to get into this match and do something fun like that. And whatever, if you didn't want to do a big return, you could do something like that. Or if you didn't want to do a big return, you have all these guys do these entrances and have this fight, and then you wait like 3 minutes of them fighting, and then you hit the big music. I don't even know how it goes anymore. The Keith Lee music, whatever the Keith Lee music is, and then it comes out. Bask in his glory, and then he comes out and he starts beating the living hell out of everybody, fighting them off, right? And then he's exhausted. He finally goes in the ring, and he does lose, but he just fought off all these people, right? So it still makes him look strong. He'd have a big return. I think that's would have been a lot more exciting than Kofi.
Yeah, there's a bajillion things they could have done. Their end goal was to get heat on Bobby Lashley and MVP. That was the end goal. And they really failed at that because You had this opportunity, like you said, Botch Guy. Everybody was saying they wanted to face off against Bobby Lashley for the title. So why not have some sort of brawl on their way coming down to the ring? And then the heat, it's just such an easy thing. Yeah, we would have been upset, but we would have been upset at the character, not at Bobby, if they would have done something like this. Everybody's brawling. Bobby Lashley in the ring with MVP. They're just both looking onwards, kind of almost chuckling that this brawl is happening. And MVP says, you know what? You guys fight it out. We'll see whoever wins this fight next week. And then all of a sudden, you got the WWE Championship or a open challenge for the next week. Put heat on the character even more. Get him to walk away while there's a brawl going on, and then leave that open end. Who's going to face Bobby Lashley for the championship next week, as opposed to the bait and switch, no WWE title, roll up win over the WWE champion. Like it was not very good. I was not a fan of it, and I'm sure you two weren't either. But yeah, that was Monday Night Raw. A ton of rematches. What were your thoughts overall? Bad show, right? We all agree, bad show?
Yeah, bad show.
Sucked.
Yeah, brutal. Worst Raw of 2021 for myself. Really quickly over on NXT, because we're actually basically out of time at this point. I'm just going to quickly hit home the points. Tony Storm defeated Zoe Stark. Jake Atlas defeated Cameron Grimes thanks to Ted DiBiase. Killian Dane defeated Alexander Wolf, and then Alexander Wolf got turned on by Imperium after the match. Legado del Fantasma defeated Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher due to outside interference as well. So Ray defeated Aaliyah, and then Hit Row defeated Tony Nese and Arya Daivari. Let's talk a minute about Hit Row. Fantastic group. We spoke about them last week as well, and they now have added another layer to their game. They're all speaking in the ring, and they got a new hand sign, Hit Row, just like that. Very, very awesome. You guys both like Hit Row?
Yeah, I like the name. They're awesome, cool. They're really hip. I like them.
See?
Yeah, they're fresh, and I think, they're going to appeal to a lot of people, and I think that's what WWE need.
Okay.
I like them a lot.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Love that you guys love them, because they might be my favorite thing going on in NXT already. And then the main event. We'll talk about this one. Bronson Reed getting his 14-year career journey culminating with a WWE North American NXT title in a steel cage match, defeating Johnny Gargano. Holy cow, what a match this was. I know you two have said that you haven't really caught up on NXT yet. If I can recommend one thing from last night, it is that match. It was so good. Bronson Reed looked like $1 million. What do you think? Bronson Reed, new North American champion, CWrestling?
It's good. I think he's one of those people that they've really got behind on NXT. I like his gimmick. I like the character. I like that when he goes to the top rope, he's not the typical high-flying guy, and it's just a good thing.
Breaking news. Alexander Wolf's been released.
Yeah, I've seen that in your live chat.
Yeah, I just saw that.
I want to confirm that, but that's what people in the live chat are saying. Whoa. Okay, yeah, actually, literally breaking news right here from Sean Ross. Here in Kavita Devi, Jessamine Duke, Vanessa Bourne released as well. Alexander Wolf has been released. The referee, that nuthead, got released as well. I forget his name, but whatever. So lots of releases all of a sudden in WWE. Wow. Thoughts on that, first and foremost, guys? Any takes there?
Alexander Wolf, I thought they were bringing back like a mini Sanity for a little while there. I thought that's why they didn't have the big fights between Imperium and all like against each other, right? I'm disappointed. Alexander Wolf is a very, very talented individual, and Vanessa Bourne, I actually quite liked her as well. So it's really sad news. It really sucks. I hope they land on their feet somewhere.
Me too. Drake Wirtz was the name of that referee. CWrestling, your thoughts on these releases?
I'm shocked, especially hearing Jessamine Duke, because I know Ronda's obviously out with being pregnant, but I've always expected we're going to get this 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen thing. Obviously not now.
Yeah.
Duke got released too?
Who? Sorry, Jessamine Duke. Yeah.
Duke?
The full list right here as of right now: Drake Wirtz, Jake Clemens, Alexander Wolf, Skylar Story, who's also known as Brandy Lauren, Ezra Judge, EJ Naduka, that's his other name, Jessamine Duke, Vanessa Bourne, and Kavita Devi. So, man, that's unfortunate. Lots of releases right there. I don't really know what to think about that. We'll have to.
It's tough.
Yeah, I guess that's the reason why Alexander Wolf got written off of NXT last night. Damn.
Tough. It's always tough when people lose their jobs, man.
Yeah.
I have lots of sympathy across the board for all those people. I hope they all land on their feet. Tough news.
That is tough news, and that's unfortunately a sour note to end off the show. But we ran through all the results here today. That was 4 shows that we had to cover. I really hope you guys did enjoy watching this here today. I'm going to give a few minutes to Botch Guy and CWrestling to plug their stuff. So let's start off with Mr. Botch Guy.
Yeah, guys, if you guys want to do me the honor, go. I guess I'll put the link here. Go follow my Twitter. I actually just started Twitter last week. It's been going pretty crazy, pretty steady so far. I do daily poll questions as well over there. Botch_guy on Twitter. Again, the link could be found in chat as well. And I'm sure just follow if you follow Conman's Twitter or CWrestling's Twitter, you'll find me on there. We talk to each other all the time on there. And definitely go follow CWrestling and Conman as well if you haven't. These guys are brilliant. So of course my YouTube channel as well. Go watch my video on the 3 botches or 3 pins. It's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, go check out those videos over on Botch Guy. I also can't recommend it enough. His oh my god, I'm literally blank. I'm trying to plug your stuff. Your
Cesaro?
No. You just started the whole new series that I've been complimenting.
Oh,
you over
did
text.
you catch that?
Did you catch that? Thank you. I've been literally texting this guy, letting him know how damn good the series is. Yet I can't remember the name of it.
You put it over like crazy.
It's so good. So make sure you guys check that out. CWrestling, the Master of Theory videos over here. What do you have cooking over on your channel?
So we have a theory video coming up Sunday. We have a new series starting Saturday, and that's going to be really fun. We're going to be looking at this week on Twitter. Ooh. Obviously looking at WWE Superstars Twitter. Lots of stuff to always talk about and make fun of, and I think that could be quite fun. And obviously today we did do a video where we've basically annoyed a lot of people by making Liv Morgan the WWE champion. So if you want to laugh, go watch that.
I'm definitely going to check that out after this stream here today. And you guys all should do so as well. One more time, make sure you drop a like on this video. Make sure you subscribe to the 3 of our channels. You follow all 3 of us over on Twitter. We have lots of interactions over there. Raul says in the live chat, FYI, I don't sound like CWrestling. Well, thank you very much for your 2-bomb there, buddy. I think you sound more like Biggs87X, another YouTuber that I'm friends with here on the platform. So that's who I think you sound like, Mr. Raul Kapar. But thank you very much, everybody, for watching. One more time for the people in the back, leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channels, and that's going to do it for the UnNamed Wrestling Review. I've been Con. That's been Botch Guy, and that's been CWrestling. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday right here on the Conman YouTube channel. Take care. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your day.